Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 24 of Frieren, and last episode was had a very interesting ending because we got doppelgangers going on up in here, and somebody got really unlucky and got Frieren. So this should be interesting. I don't know what the rules are with these mimics, but it seems to be this is the reason why a lot of people have not passed this test, or really anybody. I don't think they said anybody has ever passed this one in particular, so we'll see how this goes.
これが試験でなかったらわしはとうに瓶を割っておる。
Man, how unlucky do you have to be? Seems like everybody else got their own clones and then they got Frieren. I mean, there's 4 of them. Maybe they stand a chance. It's not like Frieren can't be beaten. She says she's been beaten before, several times actually, so.
現代でもアインザームのような類似性を持つ魔物はいるが、シュピーゲルが作り出すのは実体を持った実力も魔力も技術さえも模倣した完璧な複製体だ。
So they do copy the mana too. Is there a limitation to it though? That's what I want to know. Like, is there a limit to how much they can copy, or are they being so powerful it can't copy? Because this seems real OP. Like, far too strong to be what it is.
一旦引くぞ。さて、どうしたものかの。
They going hard with the animation this episode. I'm excited. Oh, man, how are they gonna do this? How are they gonna win? I don't know. I'm trying to like run simulations through my head. I can't think of anything.
黙ったら死んじゃうような。
よく観察してるね。そうだね、死んじゃうかも。物静かだ。
That's an interesting observation. But none of them seem like they can talk or communicate anyway, so maybe that's just the way it is. He looks injured, but we've seen him supposedly injured before, and he wasn't really, so I don't know if he's actually injured or if he's just dicking around right now.
へえ、そう。じゃあメガネくん、ちょっと待っていてね。瓶を取り返してくる。
おい、待っ。
Their relationship is so interesting, dude. I don't like, I get the feeling that what's attracting him to her is the fact that he's like not revealing his hand and she really can't understand him. And because her power is empathy, it like lures her to him because she's just like, I don't understand this being and I need to. And I don't want to leave his side until I get how this person ticks, like what it is about him. I think she has an obsession with just like gaining understandings of the people that she encounters. Because she's kind of latched on to this dude. And now she's risking her life to get his bottle back, or seemingly that's what she's doing.
ソルガニールの発動条件は視界に全身を収めること。メガネくん、意外と早かったね。やっぱり瓶も偽物だったんだ。
Yeah, I kind of suspected that. He's known for shit like this.
自分のせいで誰かが死ぬのが嫌なんでしょ。だから私はメガネくんのせいで私が死んでしまう状況を作った。ありがとうね、メガネくん。 また一つ君のことが分かった気がするよ。
Man, I don't know. She's definitely got this you're not supposed to like her kind of thing going on, you know, by the way they kind of displayed her character. But I really like her as a character. I think she's well written. I think she's a really good character actually, because it's hard to really pin down what she's about, like what her motivations is, and it seems like she's being fairly transparent about it. But it's hard to really lock down what her actual motivations is and why she does what she does. She's unusually genuine to be such a villainous kind of character. I guarantee these two are being shipped, though. I promise you, there's people out here who are like, they absolutely should have children. I think they would actually make a pretty good couple too, but I'm not gonna go down that road.
この壁の奥に隠し部屋がある。きっとお宝だよ。この雰囲気、ひょっとすると珍しい魔導書が眠っている可能性も。
I don't know why I love seeing her get excited about treasure, man. I don't, like, since the beginning of the show, every time she gets pumped about some treasure, I get excited too.
でも構造的に部屋は間違いなくあるはずだから。
Bro, look at that grin, man. She is so excited. This is my favorite, like I said, this right here, this is my favorite version of Frieren. I love it when she's in like explorer finding treasure mode, or she gets really excited about the loot that she finds and stuff. I love how freaking cheerful and happy she is.
これほど保存状態のいい統一王朝期の壁画は初めて見た。価値ある発見だ。壮観ですね。本当に順調すぎるぐらい順調ですね。もしかして。
Bro, I was just thinking the exact same thing. Like, in that moment, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. They found this thing or whatever. And then, like, immediately in my brain, I'm just like, wait a minute. How are they just getting a guided tour through this place, but everybody else seems to be having an issue? Because I don't think they've run into anything really substantial since this thing started. They've just been kind of taking a tour through this place this whole time.
それで
あれが陣取ってもう半日になる。
面白くなってきた。ダンジョン攻略はこうでなくちゃ。
Ah, why did I know she was gonna be excited to see that? Oh god, yes, this is gonna be good. How did I know she was gonna be pumped to be like, oh yeah, yeah? Okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. Dude, this is like the Dark Link moment for me, dude. Like in the original Ocarina of Time, like when you first go into that big room, and it's just like, this room is very different than any other room I've ever been in. Like, something is just off here. That first time you encounter Shadow Link, man, and he just like matching you blow for blow, and you just gotta basically understand like what Link's limitations are and his weaknesses are to kind of exploit the fight. And there's a bunch of easy ways to cheese it, but if you go in trying to do it just kind of properly without all the cheese methods, then you really have to outsmart yourself, essentially. It's pretty cool.
完璧な複製体か。確かにあれは私と同等の力を持っているみたいだね。
あの複製体を何とかしない限り。
We were told that this thing mimics the level you have as you go into a dungeon. So if I am to assume that it is completely copying whatever state you're at as you enter the dungeon, and mages are not known to conceal their power or their mana ability without reason, then it probably checks out that this replica is only as strong as Frieren allowed herself to be as she was going in. So whatever her mana level was when she entered the dungeon is probably the strength of this doppelganger. I would assume.
そういう小細工は得意だ。
得意というほどではありませんが。では失礼して。これは興味深い。高速魔法が通用しませんね。いい匂い。普通は大きな魔力差がなければ通用する。
Did she hug her back? And look at Fern back there. Jealous. I see you back there. Normally it should work barring a large difference in mana. Barring a large difference in mana? That part's important. That part's extremely important.
次は私の目を見てください。私ではフリーレンさんの精神防御が破れません。あらあら。
本当に両方とも耐性があるようだな。
Look how possessive she is. Holy crap, dude. Fern has a shit ton of character flaws. Oh my god. She is just a walking ball of red flags. But she's adorable. So you know what? It is what it is.
正直ここまで来られるかどうか。それに大前提として精神操作魔法は相手に心がないと通用します。果たして複製体がそこまで再現できているかどうか。
That's a good point too. I didn't even think of that because they don't seem to be capable of speech, so maybe they're not even capable of like thought or anything either. Maybe they're just literally just battle machines.
ブライとドゥンスとはこのダンジョンの中ではまともに戦えん。
そもそも現代魔法がダンジョン戦闘に適していません。
魔王討伐時代にほとんどのダンジョンが攻略された弊害じゃな。
So they said modern magic is not suitable for dungeon exploring. That is an interesting concept. So like, I guess the need for dungeon crawling and all that type of stuff, like they said, over time has just kind of not really been a thing. So all the magic that has been developing in this time has not accommodated for that.
わしの見立てではあれには勝てん。魔法はイメージの世界。髪の毛という数えるのも不可能なほどの膨大な数の糸を自在に変出させて操るという普通の人間とはかけ離れたイメージを持つ時点でわしらよりもはるかに格上の魔法使いじゃ。
Wow. You know what? With that explanation right there, in this world, I would never be able to be a mage. Like I'm an in the moment type of person. Like I have to actively either be doing or experiencing something. It's hard for me to conjure things in my head without some kind of external trigger. So I literally this is the same reason why I'm not very artistic and I can't like draw things and you know, like whenever I'm making thumbnails, I always have to look at reference photos and stuff to try to put something together and I can't build in my head what it looks like before it's done. All of my thumbnails are on the fly. I never have any idea what I'm trying to convey or put forward when I'm making my thumbnails. It is just do a bunch of stuff until it looks right. And that's it. Like I can't actually conceptualize something in my head and then do it. It's not an ability that I possess. And it sucks ass. It's terrible. It's a shitty thing. But yeah, that's interesting. So I literally would not be able to be a mage.
というかそれが限界である。
どういうことだ。
今にわかる。
I think it's unfair that that they got the doppelganger of the person who gave the freaking test in the first place. Like that super sucks. Although it might work out in their favor that if it copies personalities, she is a pacifist. So maybe she won't kill them. Maybe.
優秀な魔法使いほど敵をよく見る。ひざまずけ。
Oof.
ほどよくわかった。心がない。
It just precisely mimicking the functions of one. So that's what I assumed. Okay, they don't think, they just fight. Because like I said, she's a pacifist. So like that's her personality. Like that's the type of person she is, but they just copy the abilities of the person that they're taking over. And that's it. So yikes. That's unfortunate.
痛いのはもう嫌じゃ。便利じゃの。安全確保までしてくれるのか。
So what are these golems made of, dude? Because they seem to be immune to everything that can even come at them in these dungeons, even the mimics. They even seem to be stronger than the mimics themselves. So like, what's going on with these golems? Well, that might be due to the fact that they're not thinking. They're just acting. So trying to figure out what they're thinking seems to be pretty futile at this point.
力技か。
それでしたら、もしかしたら私、フリーレン様を殺せるかもしれません。
I know exactly why. If we're talking brute force, not only is Fern faster, but you know, she has a tight grasp on the fundamentals too. So she might be able to pull this off.
すいません。そう。はい。じゃあ、作戦を立てようか。
I like how she didn't even question it or anything. She like, oh, you got this? All right, that's my student. Go ahead, Fern. Do tell. Yeah, definitely. I think her speed advantage is definitely going to give her the leg up. Not only that, her speed advantage and her just raw stamina. Like, I think she could definitely pull it off. I mean, it's basically just going to be a Zoltarak fight. Just constant beams firing back and forth at each other. And whoever shoots the fastest wins. I don't know, man. Should be interesting, though. Because Fern has demonstrated both really good defensive and offensive capabilities. So we'll see. That was a pretty interesting episode. A lot of questions, though. I came out of that episode with a lot more questions than I thought I would have. There's a lot going on here. But they've done a really good job at making these characters a lot more interesting than I initially thought they would be. And a lot more complex. And the way that magic works in this world is very fascinating. So, as usual, Frieren is fucking amazing. And I enjoyed this episode just like I always do. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys on the next one.